Well, a very good morning here from Madikwe Game Reserve here in the northwestern side of South Africa. Well, yes, we are just taking a look here. There was a genet that was running around on this tree, and I was hoping that we were going to find it again, but unfortunately that genet, it's of course one of the little nocturnal cats, has disappeared. I think he got a fright, of course, from hearing us coming down the road. But it is a beautiful tree. It is a dead tree, and I'm sure that we are going to find some amazing things this morning on our sunrise safari. This is amazing. I mean, this is we actually, Igor and myself, sitting here at the moment, and we're just taking a look here, and these barbel are coming up to the surface, and they're almost doing like killer whales. They work together. Watch, there's nothing now. Watch, all of a sudden, all of them are going to come up again. And there they all come up again. And they're trying to catch like little fish. So all the little tilapias. Look at that! I've never seen this in my life. I mean, it's like they all go under and then they come in and like kind of herd the fish together and then they bring them to the top and they all try and catch these little fishies on top here. I'm sure it looks like little tilapias. It's sort of trying to swim away from these barbels, from the catfish. See, look, they move all the way down that side now. I think we need to move back because I want to get to see this further down. Linda Poley, this is a first for me as well. That's how I'm bamboozled here completely. I heard this sucking noises coming from the dam and we stopped here, and next moment we realized that these barbels are like herding little fish like to the surface where this weeds are, like there's water weeds, and it seems like that's a way of catching them. That's I'm really dumbstruck here at the moment with that, but this is fantastic to see. Yes, well, at least we've got some giraffe. Absolutely love these animals. Tallest land mammal in Africa, or in the world, sorry. In the world, sorry. In Africa, also in Africa, we can say Africa, or in the world. And as you can see, we are just watching a beautiful female giraffe, just ruminating there with, of course, a male to the left-hand side of her. But the rain is coming down, yeah. It is absolutely sourcing down. As we say in Afrikaans, it's sous. Sourcing. Bucketing down. But you can see this big male just, of course, wrapping that long tongue around the branches, grabbing all the leaves off. So they are browsers. So they just feed on leaves, and they enjoy these acacia trees, especially with all the little scented thorns and the sticky thorns. They will definitely come and try and grab those leaves. Very palatable leaves, so that's why you'll find those bushes always have those big white thorns to protect them. But for a giraffe, it's got no problem. And you can see the female, look at hers, very thin, very thin. Oh, she's also just trying to shake off all the rain. It's gathering on her head and behind her ears. But it's lovely. Nice time to have a beautiful bit of rain. As I said, it's nice and fresh.
Lovely. Very peaceful sighting. It's always nice to see young animals. Definitely an indication that they're happy in the environment. If animals are not happy where they are, then not really going to breed, I don't think. And there they are, these beautiful white tails. Makes it very easy to identify the black wildebeest just by their white tails. So I can just hear this one bull that's giving the alarm call. So I'm pretty sure they had a bit of interaction with the three amigos either this morning or maybe even last night. And if you actually have a look at the position of the calves that are actually lying on the ground, was going to take binoculars. It looks like there's more than one calf lying next to each other there. Hannah, morning. Hannah, they are very unique looking animals. Wildebeest by far are the most unique looking animals. And there's a saying, and this has been going ever since I became a guide, that when animals were created, the wildebeest were made up of all the leftover parts. Hence the sort of the horse-like tail, almost like a bull-like skull, sloping back like a hyena. I think they're very beautiful animals. They're unique in their own way, so very well put.
Well, look what we found, everybody. We found a little bell-spotted owlet, and a small one at that. I don't think it's a young one. It just looks smaller than I remember them being. But to give you an idea of perspective, from his feet to the top of his head is maybe about 5 inches, perhaps 4 to 5 inches. A little tiny diurnal owl, so a daytime owl generally. So very, very cool. Little hunter of small birds and rodents. He's just sitting with, I'm just speaking quietly because we're quite close to him. We're probably only about 7 or 8 meters away from him. I don't want to scare him off. I say him, could be her, but on the basis of size, I'm going to say him. As in raptors, and I can't say for sure in owls, but certainly in the birds of prey, females are bigger than males traditionally. I don't think it's still a youngster. I know Andrew was just saying about being born with white patches on his head for his follow me signs. These have got black patches on the back of their head, so if he turns his head around again, you can't really see them there. So I wonder if it's not a young one who's not quite fully developed yet in terms of the coloration. So there's normally 2 little black circles or 2 little black windows on the back of his head, and that is a defense mechanism for any predator potentially creeping up behind him might think that they are false eyes or fake eyes and think that the animal is looking at them and has seen them, and that's far more likely to deter an attack from behind. They're not so much a following mechanism, birds don't really need those. But lovely markings, how about that for some camouflage? Those little mottled feathers that it's got on its back. If he was just sitting there, you'd never see him on the way past.
But it has been a pleasure having you on our sunrise safari this morning, albeit a little bit late from my side. But at least we managed to get out and share some beautiful impalas with a rather gloomy background. Thank you as well for interacting with us, for sending us your questions and everything like that. We really appreciate having you on the back of our safari vehicles out here in the African bush. Now, if you want to keep it wild between now and our sunset safari, stay tuned for Escape to Nature, which starts in just a minute or so. But from myself and BK and the rest of the SafariLIVE crew, have a great day, and we'll see you all this afternoon for our sunset safari. Thanks, everybody.